I will tell you, we're in for a real treat. The bicentennial of Mississippi is coming up in 2017, and we are getting ready for it in a big way. We are about to open in Mississippi 2 great new museums that are really going to add to the tourism aspects of Mississippi. One of them is the new Mississippi History Museum, and it's joined at the hip with the Mississippi Civil Rights Museum, the only civil rights museum in the United States funded by state government here in Mississippi. A huge positive signal to send in the bicentennial year. And at the lead of this effort, along with many others in this room, is Haley Fizzackerly, a past chair of MEC, a person who's worked tirelessly on fundraising for this effort, and it is one terrific enterprise. He's here today to introduce a great video which will give you a taste of what's coming. Please join me in welcoming Haley Fizzackerly, CEO of Energy Mississippi.
Well, good morning. Happy New Year. Thank you, Blake, for those comments, and really, we do appreciate your statements and comments about the museums and your interests. We appreciate having the opportunity to provide MEC members an inside look at this spectacular project, a public-private sector project to build 2 world-class museums here in Mississippi. Now, many of you here today were with us in October of 2013 when we gathered for the groundbreaking of these 2 museums. It was a beautiful day, over 700 people in attendance. And I believe we made history with the longest shovel line in Mississippi history. And we celebrated this moment of breaking the ground to move forward on building these 2 museums in our capital city. The Museum of Mississippi History will tell the broad sweep of our history from its earliest times to the present time. The Mississippi Civil Rights Museum will examine the struggle for civil rights and justice under the law. These museums will highlight not just a Mississippi story, but an American story. They will provide us on and off-site educational programs for school groups and teaching programs, traveling exhibits that will engage and enlighten Mississippi students and connect to K through 12 programs and curriculums throughout classrooms, using resources that have never before been available for Mississippians. Family history days, living history days, cultural festivals, and national traveling exhibits will highlight the rich history of Mississippi. This project is expected to generate over $17 million in annual and recurring economic impact in the state. The 2 museums will attract over 180,000 annual visitors and will be a major attraction to stimulate cultural and heritage tourism, not only in Jackson, but throughout the state. Not many projects can make this claim. There are a few projects that attract the kind of star power that this one has attracted, including the leadership of 4 governors. Governor William Winter, who's here with us today, Governor Ronnie Musgrove, Governor Haley Barbour, and Governor Phil Bryant. Lieutenant Governor Tate Reeves and Speaker Philip Gunn and members of the Mississippi Legislature have shown tremendous leadership and support. In fact, the state of Mississippi has provided $74 million to build these 2 museums, and we truly appreciate their support and commitment toward this outstanding event. Now, when the legislature provided this funding and authorized this, they also initiated a challenge in 2011 to the Mississippi Departments of Archives and History and asked that we raise private dollars to match the public money for exhibits, and we wanted to raise an additional $2 million for each museum for an endowment. Now, thanks to the generous support, many of you in this room, and even including Joe Sanderson, who will be joining us on stage, we have raised $13 million of our $17 million goal. And thanks to the hard work of Thrash Construction, the project is scheduled for the grand opening in 2017, the 200th anniversary of the state of Mississippi. Now, just as businesses go public when they need additional capital, we are here to announce that 2 Mississippi museums is going public. We want to invite you all to join others who have invested in this public project. We have raised a lot of money to date, but we have a long ways to go. Now, when I was chair of the MEC, one of the things that I learned was the importance of cultural tourism to economic development. And that's one reason why Entergy Corporation has committed $1 million to this project and why I'm serving on this steering committee. Blake, you've been a great champion of this, and when we talked about coming to the MEC, you suggested that we put together a video. And we have done that. So we have done just that. We have a video for you all to see, and I'll be back to tell you a little bit more about that.
Today we join together in breaking ground for these two great museums that will showcase our past and present our future for generations to come.
These two museums standing side by side will be the basis whereby we will understand what it means to be Mississippians and Americans.
We have an opportunity when people come in to visit the two museums and to seek out other cultural opportunities throughout the state. They not only have a great experience, they learn why we love this state so much.
We've got such a broad story to tell from the inception of our state, Native Americans and all of the people who have brought this state to where it is. And the Civil Rights Movement is such a unique part of our history that it needed to be told separately. And we decided to do it that way.
These museums are the centerpiece of the state's bicentennial celebration. When we open in December of 2017, the eyes of the world are going to be on us. And what people will see is that Mississippians are telling our own stories, that we're doing it honestly, telling these stories in all their complexity through the many different perspectives of the people who lived them, and that we're doing it through an extraordinary coalition. We've had 4 governors supporting this project, legislators across the political spectrum, corporate partners, foundations, the veterans of the Mississippi Civil Rights Movement, Choctaw, Chickasaw, teachers. It really is an amazing range of people who have all come on board this project.
Much of economic and community development today evolves around the concept of creating experiences for visitors and competing for their travel dollars. The two museums will be a catalyst for creating opportunities to encourage people not only to spend their dollars here in the city of Jackson, but to seek other venues and opportunities throughout the state.
We have such a rich history and culture and so many sites across the state for people to visit. So we'll tell people about these and point them to them and send people out to see the places where history happened.
What we know is that when people visit an area, they don't usually come just to visit one place or an event. They want to seek other opportunities. Well, that's what this will be, a catalyst or an anchor experience, if you will, to our visitors to tell them about those places. And hopefully that when they leave Jackson, they'll make stops in other communities throughout the state and spend their travel dollars and help boost tourism for the state and many communities throughout the state.
As I see it, the most important thing is that it will be the largest classroom in Mississippi. Young people all over the state, students will have an opportunity to come and visit, to look at their history, understand it, understand the challenges that Mississippi has faced.
The media impact that we make when we open, I think, will allow us to reach more people. We're also raising private money to bring school children to the museums. Our goal is that every child will visit the museums at some point during his or her K-12 education. To have such a broad-based coalition of people come together to support this project, I think will make a very strong statement about where Mississippi is today. The Mississippi legislature has been extremely generous in funding this project. The vast majority of the funds are provided by the legislature public money. We've had very strong participation from our business leaders, individuals, corporations, also from foundations. We're very grateful for that support.
Mississippi has a really wonderful story to tell. If you think about the challenges that this country and our state have embattled, there have been some bad moments and some good moments. But to be able to sit back and embrace our history and tell in a way, we have a great opportunity to teach our young people very important lessons that they can take with them throughout life.
These museums will tell a different story. We will be able to let the rest of America know that we will embrace our history, we will learn from our history, and that the next generation will be thrilled once they leave to understand that they too might end up in this museum one day.
We get a wonderful opportunity to change what people think about us. We're known as the hospitality state, and I think when people get a chance to visit us, they get a chance to experience that. And they say, hey, this is not only a great place to visit, this is a great place to do business.
We hope we really hope that you will join us in making history by becoming an investor in this project. In your chair is information, a packet on the two museums. In there you'll find a letter from Judge Reuben Anderson and myself. You'll see a letter about the importance of this project from Senator Cochran and Ms. Merle Evers, a list of the donors' benefits and various levels. We've also included an invitation. If you, after today's programs, you can go over to the Mississippi Department of Archives and History and get a bird's eye view of this museum under construction. As investors, you'll be listed in the opening program and you will receive complimentary opening and donor gala invitations and tickets to the event. In December of 2017, the eyes of the world will be on Mississippi. And we hope you all plan to be with us on December 9th when we open the doors to this museum. Thank you.
Okay, trivia question. How many of you remember the Mississippi Mummy? Huh? How many of you went to the old Capitol Museum and saw the Mississippi Mummy, which turned out not to be a mummy at all? It was just a paper mache replica of one. Well, the good news is the Mississippi Mummy will not be a part of the new Mississippi History Museum, okay? But a lot of great things will be. It's going to be a fantastic museum, and the Civil Rights Museum will really focus on charting the positive good that came out of a significant struggle. This is a real opportunity, folks. So if you're coming in from outside of the Capital Region, this is Mississippi's museum. This is not just a museum for the Jackson area. Both of these are really groundbreaking trendsetters for the state. We're very excited. Haley, thank you for your leadership. The fact that we had Judge Reuben Anderson and you, two past chairs of MEC, helping lead this effort is a great credit. Let's give them another round of applause for a great effort.